It's your old friends of Mully Madness, and welcome to this, the 25th episode of the Jellyfield Donna podcast.
Woo! Here we go.
Isn't it great that we're able to actually do these on a regular basis now, and we don't feel as bad doing 25 episodes in the space of 2 years. It's great, lads. It's fantastic, you know? So yes, we're here as ever to talk you through the magical and wonderful Indigo League, but definitely gets better with age. Trust us on that one. So
I mean, better with age is kind of relative. It's okay now. It will take a sink for about 20 odd episodes, and then it'll get okay again.
Yeah, exactly. There will be a section of this where these are the episodes you deliberately didn't remember.
Yeah.
Whether it be because it was boring, nothing happened, or you had an epileptic fit. Either one. They're all going to be interesting podcasts to listen to, so strap in, folks. But for this episode where we left you last, obviously Ash has now finally got a Marsh badge. Such a brave boy by taking on Sabrina out of sequence, but fair play to him. His
third badge where he didn't actually win.
No, he had the moral victory. Like he outthought his opponent, which is great. That's what you wanted. Yes, it would be nice, like maybe like every now and then actually earn the badge, but that's like
that's too much.
That's just exactly, yeah. I mean, like where would that ever happen again?
He says he's going to win the league, and this is the kind of run up that he has to it.
To be fair, you can tell why he didn't. It's like, oh, you ended up in the round of 32. Yeah, this is fucking why. You didn't earn anything. You literally lucked out 7 times. Nevertheless, so on our 25th episode, we are doing a fantastic filler episode called Primeape Goes Bananas. Because again, it's a bit too early to head to Celadon City now. We have a route to go to after all. So why not just do some filler while we're here? So.
And especially if you think about this in the yellow version, they moved where Mankey lived.
They did, yeah.
So that it would be just outside of Celadon City.
Into that one tuft of grass where it's just like, here's a route, we don't have enough space, it's a road, it exists. So I love that. It is like the most like useless fucking route in the game. It's just like, there's literally nothing there except for a tuft of grass with Pokemon you've already caught.
And Mankey,
yeah. Although in Gold and Silver, I remember that's that's the only place you can catch Houndour.
Yep.
Which is like, oh, that's a rarity to have, like, which is relatively late game, so something. So anyway, the show opens with a shot of Professor Oak's lab back in Palatown. He's sipping on a cup, saying nothing like a cup of tea to start off his day. Doesn't need to be much of a day, to be honest. But however, Polywags are standing on lily pads. We have a Slowpoke floating in the shot, doing his bit, which is basically just being a.
This is what being a professor is.
Yes. Literally, like
everything's zen.
Yes, he's retiring. That's what it is. He's a retired professor. He doesn't have to do all that weird science shit now. He just has to like drink tea and be around animals. It's a living. You have to say that. We also see a Poliwag peeping around the corner. I don't know why I meant name dropping all these Pokemon because they don't count as part of the Pokedex. So and then we get all the stuff.
It's like, look at all these Pokemon Ash doesn't even have yet.
See that Poliwag? Yeah, it's not taking 20 fucking episodes to see that motherfucker.
Just setting up how much further ahead Gary is.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. It's a very good device for that, like. And much to the point, we see Bellsprout, we see a Dodrio running past camera as well. And then we see what Oak is actually doing. He is in a blank room, he has a lovely kind of view of a pond in the background. And after a few seconds of eternal silence, a phone rings and disrupts the whole thing. And of course, it has to be Ash. But again, what I love about this is that it's Krabby that's carrying the actual like fucking
one Pokemon he's actually sent to Professor Oak.
Yes, which is kind of gas, like, because you can literally see like at least he's decided early on like some Pokemon are meant for the box and they never say in the team. So yes, Krabby brings the entire fucking telephone box to Oak here. Again, even though it's a video phone, it is quite a heavy bit of tech. So at least the Krabby's useful. So Ash does appear on screen and says good morning to Oak. Oak was expecting this call as he's heard some good news. And Ash says, yes, I've got 4 badges. I was like, only 4 badges? Wimp. Just like purely like shuts him down immediately, going like, it was just the keyword only 4 badges. It's like, okay.
Now, just pointing out, the only ones that we know that they have beaten at this stage is Misty and Brox. Because no one beat Surge before Ash came along.
Yes.
And nobody beat Sabrina. So there's 2 mystery badges that they would have, or at least 2 mystery badges that they would have gotten by the time they made it here.
Yeah.
Or Ash is just that dense.
He's just that dense. He's actually just missed the entire east side of Kanto.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like in the games laser focused. Like your person has decided I'm having these 8 badges.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like that one over there in the other town, no, it doesn't count. I'm not going to the Seafoam Wallens. Fuck that. It's too cold out there. But yeah, so obviously Ash collapses and he has his legs up in the air, which is a regular pose for him in this episode, to be honest. Oak then tells him that all of his other rivals, Gary and the two other children from Pallet Town, all have 5 badges. Oak warns Ash that he's falling behind, and Oak is saying that Gary has caught 30 Pokemon. Now, I'm going to be honest, lads, like, for this part of the game, like, 30 Pokemon is a bit shit, like, when you think about it.
Yes and no. Like, I always thought that whenever you were playing the game and your rival said, "Oh, I've caught 25," "Oh, I've caught 45 now," that is kind of pushing the upper end of what you're able to get by that stage, unless you're going out of your way to get something of everything in an area.
I think what they probably mean is they turn like 30 different species of Pokemon, rather than like me going like, "Oh, you didn't evolve them either," you know.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be the case.
I mean, is that why Ash goes out and catches 40 Tauros later on in the season?
To make up the balance, like, yeah. It's like, to be fair, that's great kind of like childlike logic in a sense. It's like, oh, he's caught 50 Pokemon, fine, I'll catch 50 Weedles. There, checkmate.
Yeah.
I will have an entire army of Gyarados, eventually, maybe. So yes, obviously Oak says then he hasn't had any Pokemon since the Krabby he caught. So already we have a framing device for the episode. Ash has to catch another Pokemon, right? So we've already set out our stall there. That's our A story. And Krabby then appears in view and goes, "Clappy clappies, this is all I do here." Or words to that effect.
Fairness, this is only maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the after Krabby was caught.
Yeah, the giant Pokemon. So it would have been like 6 or 7 episodes ago.
Yeah, actually it's been a good while since he got something new.
Yeah, because we actually had some important episodes in that time.
Yeah.
So that's what made us forget about that episode completely. So
yeah. Okay.
So yes, Oak says they're having a great time. They enjoy tea time and they're writing poetry together. One example is every day it's cake and tea, just like Pokemon and me. It's not your Pokemon, Oak, but fair enough. And he's there in like his traditional garb, and Krabby's holding cake in his claws.
I would like to know what the original Japanese poem was. Was it going to be that terrible?
I imagine it's something not too dissimilar.
Something profound.
It was actually a haiku, and they couldn't have any. You can't have any Japanese stuff in this cartoon, like, because that's cultural contamination, you know. So Oak obviously asks for Ash's advice on that, and he obviously admits he doesn't know about poetry, and neither does Oak by the sound of it. He then says that Pokemon training is a lot like poetry. You can't write without good rhymes, and Ash can't be a good trainer without good Pokemon. Real fucking James Joyce there, Professor Oak. You really can't take better than that. And then Oak just hangs up because his tea is getting cold, which is a great cop out, just going like, I'm just sick of talking to you now. So yes, he zooms out to a barren road of tumbleweed, and we get our opening titles from there. So like I said,
gives the plot away of the episode.
It is pretty much that. It's just like it's actually telling the viewer this episode is not important, but stick around. We're gonna catch a Pokemon. So that's the start. So when we do come back from the opening titles, Pikachu and Misty are sitting and eating rice balls as Ash walks back dejected.
No, they're not, Jonathan. They're not eating rice.
Shut the fuck up. I'm getting to it. Misty says he looks down and out, and he should have a donut. And Brock says, pointing out to a set of rice balls, that nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
That's the name of the podcast.
It is. We got there, which means that we don't have to do the podcast anymore. We've actually found the line. So guys, this is the last episode of Jelly Filled Donut Podcast. There's no reason for us to continue.
On the video version, there has to be that Leonardo DiCaprio meme of him pointing.
It was I obviously people are taking the piss out of this for years, but when you do look back at it and look how stupid it sounds.
Yeah.
Like even your realm of possibility, you're looking at going, that is not a fucking donut. There's no world.
I would love for someone, a donut making company, maybe based in Ireland, to come up with a donut that looks like that.
So you want Offbeat to actually make a jelly-filled donut?
Yes. Is
what you're saying, like actual Pokemon jelly-filled donut, as opposed to the other jelly-filled donuts they've had since they become Offbeat donuts that they've actually been making.
Just make them look like rice balls.
Yeah. Okay, right. I mean, someone has to know somebody Offbeat, you know.
Or maybe Kitchen of Madness could be a project.
That could be a little project. Yeah, you're right. We have quite a few, to be fair.
So like a donut dipped in rice, wrapped in seaweed. Is that what
Kind of.
It's donut smothered in marshmallow and shaped into
the rice ball. Yeah.
Oh, you're actually going for good flavours. Okay.
Oh no, we weren't going for realism here. You're mad.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, no. I mean, Jesus, if they can pretend that's a donut, then we can have any creative license we can with this. So yes, we'll put down the
Kitchen of Madness.
Kitchen of Madness. Yeah, we'll put that on the menu, if you will, for later. Yes. So
anyway, so this is all before the Americanization, localization started coming in and redrawing over the original picture.
Yes.
And this is just them looking to...
hoping that no one will notice.
Yeah.
It's worth it, like Brock says it like several times in the episode.
Yeah.
Where like, they see, like, they cannot like brave the idea of like kids knowing about Japanese food. Ashton explains that Gary has now 5 badges, and Missy goes, "Oh wow, you really are shit at this." It's almost like you keep getting lost on every single route you have. If you just follow the damn fucking road, this wouldn't happen.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, like that's the thing. Like half the episode we've had so far is them getting lost somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost as if like the one skill you need as a Pokemon trainer is a natural sense of direction.
It is nice to see he's getting kicked while he's down though.
Good. No, he deserves it. So yes, basically Ashton asks Brock what's our next step, and it is indeed Celadon City. That's next in their journey, and Brock says if they follow this road here, this really one road, there's nothing else there. No, that's it. There's nothing
Straight
else.
line.
Straight line. Just follow that road, and you're there. They'll basically make it in a day. And then the narrator, for some reason, goes, "Oh, I'm 5 minutes late for this episode. Shit, what happened?" All right, yeah, okay. So basically, he just keeps talking, and Ash hypes up from hearing the narrator. Apparently, Missy and Brock then both give Ash advice, and it has to be him that makes a Pokemon League, and it's quality over quantity, which is why he has to catch more Pokemon.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not at all.
But I think they're looking at what he has as a quality, and they're like, maybe catch a few more and then focus on building them.
Wouldn't it be nice if they just told him, dude, you know you can evolve some of these Pokemon. You do get that, right? You don't have to always live in a
ever
water
actually gets that message because
no, like the
Charmander's the only one.
Yes.
Charmander is the only one that you see going through that.
Yes, and that was if anything by accident.
Yeah.
Like so.
Bulbasaur actually fights it.
He does. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't remember.
And Squirtle never evolves. Squirtle becomes
never raised as a.
No.
Does that happen?
He stays a Squirtle because he goes back to the Squirtle squad after a while. So yeah. But anyway, yes. So Misty immediately quips that he didn't listen, and which is true because I mean, why would you listen to that terrible advice? So at this point, Pikachu notices a rustling in the bushes, and something appears from it.
Dun dun dun!
Ash brings out his Pokédex and explains it's a Mankey, a pig monkey Pokemon of the fighting type, known for its impressive kicking power. Mankey springs over to Brock at this point, shimmies around him, and again now we see why they make such a big fuss about the rice balls. You see, because it's not, it doesn't make sense for a pig monkey to want rice balls, but a sugary, sweet, jelly-filled donut. Yes. Oh, now it makes sense. Brock then thinks he might want this donut and offers him a donut.
Do you wonder if they were able to edit out like reference, we love all this type of food in other episodes, but the fact that it's so much part of the plot of this episode, they couldn't get rid of it.
Well, in fact, at this point in the series, they literally can't write the Japanese out of the show.
You could just imagine like the original Ghastly and Hunter episode had like scenes with cheesecake in it.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And they're just like, no, we can cut that wholesale. We don't need that for this episode. But they couldn't get away from it here.
I was to say, there's these tubs of wasabi that they're just like colouring in red instead. It's like, no, it's salsa, of course. we didn't tap into that Mexican market, folks. Stop being wasabi. That's why they're so delighted when they got to like season, like Generation 2. Whereas they said, okay, we can be slightly less Japanese here. We can just pretend that Kanto was just like traditionalist and have to wear gowns and all that bollocks. Again, Mankey then sees Pikachu also eating the donut, and basically Mankey takes up Brock's offer and springs up a rock, nibbles on that donut. Definitely donut, lads, stop asking questions. Ash then notices it looks very happy, and Brock says that the donut is a special recipe, and it's made of rice and everything. No artificial ingredients, no added sugar, no flavourings, no colourings.
No deep fried.
No dough whatsoever. So Ash then realises, I could do it a fighting Pokemon. So he starts searching for a ball.
Not wrong.
No, like fighting Pokemon are class. Like I feel bad for fighting Pokemon because psychics exist. You know, that kind of way.
In Gen 1, yeah.
Yeah, like it's one of those sad things where like, okay, listen, it'll make mincemeat of certain types. Yeah. And in those moments they're very crucial. But once Psychic comes knocking, you're fucked. Yeah. Anything fast, broadly speaking, because flying types are very fast as well. Generation 1, so.
And as far as normals go, they were all like the best ones were all very high defense, which meant the fighting wasn't as good. So your Snorlax and your Chanseys
and Kangaskhan,
and your Kangaskhan's weren't as
risky to them. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So fighting just got the drew Purdy for
and it still does in fairness, because like it's like there hasn't, even in the later games, you can't be like pin your colours onto one objectively good fighting type. It's always one of those ones that can be gotten to very quickly, because someone will always know a good psychic or a flying type move. I know fairies as well. Just even kick the poor fuckers while they're down, you know. But like you might have a good fighting move, and that's enough to get your team through, you know. But yeah, like even in terms purposes of a playthrough and having a team, fighting types are always a good option. You know, just for early game, whatever sort of thing. Like nearly every game has like a rock or a steel type gym, and it's just great just chopping the bastards to death.
Absolutely.
So yes, he starts reaching for a ball. Missy questions why he's starting off with a Pokeball, but Ash says he can't waste his chance. Again, not realising that to weaken the Pokemon first.
Quick balls don't exist yet.
Nope, apparently not. Or at least he can't afford them.
It's just really frustrating, because how many times has he tried this?
Yeah.
Like even thinking back to like the Pidgey and the,
it worked with Pidgey.
Well, I'm thinking even Spearow as well.
Yeah, Spearow,
you know, like legit, like he has not learned anything in those 20 episodes, and yet like every now and then he has like a show, like a brief glimpse of brilliance, and then I seem to have forgotten the basics again.
Yep.
You know, it just seems to be his regular pattern at this point. So. He shouts that Mankey is his now, and he throws the balls. Mankey throws back the donut, and the Pokeball catches the rice ball. Donut instead. So it lands back in Ash's hand, and Ash realises this as Misty quips a donut Pokemon, which
don't tempt them,
which doesn't exist yet. Not yet. Give it another couple of gens.
It didn't come in Kalos, where they brought you the cotton candy Pokemon.
No, when they do Gen 5 again, they'll make some poor fucker a donut. Just for the Yanks. Oh, that actually does sound terrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, that really does.
I fear for Jigglypuff. Can you imagine Jigglypuff with just a hole through it? Like it's gonna be bad. So Mankey then squares up and starts looking annoyed as Misty says Ash has made it angry, and Pikachu is obviously hiding behind Ash here. The Pokédex then explains that that Mankey can be calm, but can have a terrible temper, warning them that when it starts to thrash, it can take a while for it to settle down. Like Shepherd, you know. So
I completely get it.
You must relate to this Pokemon.
I really do. I do. Like
or spirit animal.
Yeah.
I feed me donuts and I'll be happy. If you try and take my donuts off me, I'll go into a thrash rage.
Yeah. In fairness, when they were doing the Pokemon Dex entry and they were saying that about the impressive kicking power, the only thing I could think of was you. So it checks out.
I am also a pig monkey.
It is true. Yeah. I didn't want to be personal, but there you go. So Ash doesn't understand what thrash means, so he frantically looking up a dictionary to see what the word means. But as he does, the Mankey starts rushing towards him, and they all start running away. So if he doesn't want to know what thrash means, he's going to find out in about 5 minutes. So Missy gives out to Ash for bad manners, but not letting the little Mankey finish the donuts, because clearly that was the problem. And Ash quips that his mother never mentioned Mankeys. Mr. Mime, on the other hand, very much mentioned him a lot for some reason. So Brock thinks he made them taste too good, because clearly that's what it is. Like, have you ever had a donut that's so tasty that makes you feral?
Yeah.
Like I have seen it happen with her before.
Really? Yeah.
Biscoff glaze, pistachio glaze, either of them, I'm out the gap.
Yeah, that's fair. just flailing around.
If you try to take it off for a while, like it just goes pearly.
I can imagine. Mankey immediately smashes up another donut as Brock throws it away. So that was the logic basically, was that Ash like, oh, maybe we'll try to throw another donut to make Mankey calm down. Brock throws it over.
Not bad logic.
Yeah. The funny thing was that Brock at this time shouts Pokeball. I was like, okay, no, I don't want to do that this time. And throws the donut at Mankey, chops it completely, and Brock's upset that he's wasted a donut because donuts are just so hard to find in this area.
They were his special recipe.
They are,
no artificial ingredients.
No, definitely not. And the jam was a special blend of something. So they go to run away again, but Missy trips over and carries as Mankey lunges at her. Mankey hops onto her head and she leaps onto Ash and starts attacking his face, which is funny. Brock at this point. Now again, if you have an animal attacking your face, the one thing that Brock says goes, "You okay? You good? You want help?" Probably not. So he's getting smashed around by Mankey, as you can imagine. When the dust settles, Ash is a crumpled mess on the ground and he surrenders, which is the right call. So Mankey at this point takes his hat as his prize, climbs up the tree and bounces on it triumphantly. Again, in this juncture, I'm kind of sympathising with the Mankey here. Like if anything, the Mankey should obviously like stand up for itself. But I think the main issue here is that Ash is not learning how to be a Pokemon trainer, and therefore the Mankey punishes him for it.
Like at no point does he get Pikachu to defend him.
Nope. Like literally, like, all the Pikachu has to do
is just watching.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if Pikachu's going like, here, if you don't want my help, I mean, well, fuck me then, right? I guess I'll just eat all these delicious jelly-filled donuts that have been prepared for me. You know, it's fine.
Look, he's full.
He is. That's what it is. He's weighed down by.
I am too full to deal with this shit, Ash. Oh, give me more
food
donut.
coma.
He's there going like, I'm in a diabetic food coma. Fuck off.
All that jam.
Rice. I mean, I don't even know anymore. So, Team Rocket, of course, are watching from nearby cover because it's around the time of the episode where they are watching from afar, and they realise now is the perfect time to capture Pikachu with a twerp out of action. And they're going to make a surprise sneak attack, Jesse believing that catching this Pikachu will put them on the board of Team Rocket directors.
Why?
I'm not going to lie, lads, like, catching one Pikachu is not going to do that.
Like, they go to the board like, yay, we caught this Pikachu, and they'd be like, and you've spent our entire blimp budget on this.
Your point is, have you been to the power plant? What's a power plant? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly. And in fairness, like this is not just the only Pikachu in the land either. It's not like a legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
We have literally seen swarms of Pikachu before. Pick one and pretend that that's the golden child. There, job done.
And it's not like they'll ever test it.
No, of course not. It's like they just throw it in with the rest of the fuckers.
Yeah.
So James obviously it goes one better and says that Team Rocket can take over the world somehow with this one electric mouse. Because again, what are ground type Pokemons? Jesse asks him.
Look, ground type Pokemon are weak at the at the tip of the horn. That's where they're weak.
Yes, that's how it
or
works.
they're weak to sprinklers.
Yes, that's it. That's clearly how it works. And again, we should always use that battle as an example to the rest of the ground type Pokemon. Remember, this could happen to you. Meowth then fobs them off, saying that they are literally dreaming, which is good. I'm glad that even the cat here is being realistic about these things. But to stop him from giving out, Jesse throws him a ball of yarn and immediately distracts the Meowth. So comedy style into Team Rocket here, folks. So Ash is waking back up here then as Brock notices how much the Mankey has beat him up. Ash asks where his hat has gone and notices that Mankey's wearing it up the tree. So he's not happy as he sees it bouncing along. So he demands it back, and Mankey turns a cap and mockingly throws something as if like, see, I can catch Pokemon better than you can. I mean, Mankey. it is kind of funny, to be fair. And it says a lot about Ash if the actual Pokemon are mocking him for his technique.
Yeah.
You know, it's like where have you ever seen a fucking like wildebeest like giving out to a lion going oh roar? Like it doesn't work that way, or if it does.
As we see as well, like some of them will have to even demonstrate how to catch themselves for Ash.
I will voluntarily go into the ball.
Yes, I'll show you what you're meant to do, and then you can try this the next time. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. We'll workshop it. Yeah. So Missy then says that Ash can just get another hat, but Ash is not having it. He says it's the principal, and he starts approaching the tree.
It's a collectible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Missy just says you're just gonna get hurt again, and he snaps back saying it's mine, and he's starting to kind of actually like straddle the tree here. So Missy then asks, okay, fine, what is so special about the hat? And Ash says it's irreplaceable because he won it at the Pokemon League Expo, which is presumably a real thing. Brock and Missy then look at each other, and we see a flashback then of this climactic battle between the Charizard and the Blastoise. And then we turn out, it's just advertisement because we get a shot from basically it's a fire shot and a water shot, causes a steam explosion, and basically hat emerges from the steam. We then see the hat popping out of the Pokeball, which I found very funny because on the ball it says like Pockemon and then leg. So it's like, oh wow, you really fucked up that translation, didn't you?
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
It was so terrible. Like when you look at it back, when you notice it again, it's like, oh Jesus, that's terrible. Because like it actually does look like they just ran out of space on the ball to write
and you had to put the E in the wrong place.
They put the E in the wrong place, and then they put in a C where there shouldn't be. Yeah. It's like they couldn't. I think at the time they couldn't probably decide if it's called Pocket Monsters.
Yeah.
It was like Pocket Monsters League is what they were kind of expecting. I think we're just going to get a still of it here. There you go.
Oh my god.
Doesn't that look terrible?
That is so bad.
Yes. But the bottle's not what we're here for. The hat itself is a limited edition hat. That's what the whole gimmick is. It's the official Pokemon League hat, and then we see a shot of Charizard and Blastoise making the peace signs with the hats on their heads, which is it suits Blastoise.
So that explains why Ash does that peace sign whenever he does something good.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming. Oh, actually, I don't think it's a peace sign. It's the kind of the victory pose, kind of a very kind of common one. But Brock then says it is an official hat. I mean, who are we to disagree with the flashback? I mean, we all saw the flashback, right? And Missy doesn't recall the hat being a thing. But
like, if they're both gym leaders, how do they not know the merch?
Because they're busy doing gym shit. Like the EXO is probably just for trainers. Like, they're too old for that shit now. They've got responsibilities. Like, Brock has like a family to deal with, and Missy has like her really annoying sisters. Like, I've got no fucking time to go to an expo, you know.
But it's an official hat.
It is an official hat, yeah. I mean,
but that we only see Ash wearing, because everyone else is like, oh my god, that's dated that.
it's I mean, like, it is tacky merchandise. Like, I mean, would you wear like a shirt from E3? I wouldn't want people to know I went to fucking E3. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I just get laughed at. I'd lose all my gamer rep if someone knew I went to E3 and pretended to like it. So anyway, yes, Brock says it's official. Missy doesn't recall it being a thing, but Ash says you have to send in 1 million postcards to win it. And then Missy remarks that's probably why she doesn't remember it, because she didn't send in any. No. Again, she had more important things to do than win a fucking
It's
hat.
probably
She
sent
had no
as
friends.
like a promo pack to the gym leaders, and gym leaders just fuck it away like.
Oh, like they're the influencers.
Yeah.
They have to like promote. It's like, okay, here's your hat. Here's your special fucking.
I can't wear it.
Pokeball.
Mess with my hair.
That's a cracking Misty impression, to be fair. Brock is remarking that losing a hat is like losing a best friend. As Pikachu goes, dude, I'm fucking right here. So
what's worse, that his best friend is a hat or his best friend is a rat?
Rat or hat, people, you decide. What's a better friend? I want there to be two different camps here that like have decided. Like, experiment for us, right? Go 1 week with a rat as your best friend, and another for a hat. Which one is higher maintenance, lower maintenance? What more do you get out of it? You know, and get back to next week, or by the time we record this next month.
Yeah.
So Ash starts shimmying up the tree. Then he's getting close to the top where Mankey is sitting. Gets too close, and Mankey smacks it down again. And Ash falls from the tree and lands head first, which hopefully will do some damage, but I doubt it.
At this stage, I don't think there's anything too hurt anymore.
No, like I said, it's you're literally like hitting something hollow there. There's nothing to damage.
Surprised he didn't bounce.
He just he just got stuck in frame. So I was just like, he actually just got stuck in the dirt. Fair play. So we hear someone approaching. Sounds like Jesse, and indeed it is Team Rocket with no disguises. They literally just like walk out on the road and start fighting. They ask if Misty and Brock are happy to see them. I can imagine not. But before they talk more, Mankey appears and just straddles the faces of each of them, which is such a weird visual. It's like, hello, hello, hello. It's like, is Mankey my dog?
Yeah, I was thinking like.
I think it is.
That is similar to how Tina greets anyone who walks in.
She literally just goes and targets them out. She is the most dangerous sexual predator I've ever seen. You know.
I'd say we could change Tina's name.
What, the fucking Tina Epstein? Yeah, I think that's possible.
Just Mankey.
To be fair, she does have impressive kicking power. But for such tiny legs.
She doesn't jump on them.
She does, yeah. Well, to be fair, she's actually pretty shit at jumping. It's kind of funny now. She's lost her spring, which means like when she tries, it's like one of those cats that like doesn't get purchased and just flails. You have to beat her. So anyway, yes, they straddle the face of each tree, and James then kicks Mankey away, telling him to buzz off. As Brock and Missy go, "Oh, you fucking idiot!" I thought he was the dumbest one here, and he's literally head first in the ground. But as it happens, then Mankey lands by a nearby rock in the kind of same pose as Ash, which I kind of like. I love the visual there because it means that Ash and Mankey are in the exact same headspace.
Yeah,
they are on the same level of intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good. Missy asks if they're there for the Pikachu, and Rocket goes, no, we just want to chat. Of course we're here with that fucking Pikachu. Come on, people. So when they start arguing, the Mankey springs up and has glowing eyes, which we all know what that means. Rocket starts doing the motto with extra sparkle and glamour and fabulousness. And when it's all finished, Ash says, "Can we do this tomorrow? I'm having a major hat crisis." Which I don't think you'd ever have a major hat crisis unless like it's a special.
Oh, well, my dog tried to eat my favourite hat, and I was upset about that. But
so she I was going to bring that up at the end of the episode, but like this episode should resonate with you.
There's a lot of resonation with this between, me being manky, loving jelly-filled donuts,
Yeah.
losing my hat.
I'm glad they wrote this episode specifically for you back then.
Yeah,
knowing that in 20 years' time you'll review it as part of a podcast.
Yeah, and I'm getting all the feels right now about losing my hat, and I'm just glad. I'm glad it's okay.
It's alright, it's fine. You'll get over it. So
So
Sitting
caring.
on the shelf out there.
That
Pride
is
of
so
place.
caring.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in fairness, it's a snapback. I mean, like, yeah, like those things cost a pile of penny, like, you know.
But it's limited edition.
It's a limited edition. It's the only hat ever to exist in history.
Yep.
So, as I said, like, basically, Ash does politely ask, "Can you steal Pikachu another time?" They go, "No, we're here. Let's do it." So Brock says,
I mean, why would they say, "Okay, we'll give you the day. We'll come back tomorrow"?
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know.
Because they are pretty thick.
Yeah, in fairness, I want to feel like there is like one episode where they actually do just come back the next day. They're like, haha! See, we fulfilled our promise because we're actually quite sound like that, to be fair. So again, Brock says if they don't leave, they're gonna get whipped like Ash did. And Mia scoffs by who? And Brock,
Normal type.
yes, well, of course. I mean, if anything, the arrogance is strong with this one. So Brock then says it's gonna be Mankey. Neither Dressing James knows what that is, which is always a bad sign. You think actually Mankey would be a very good Team Rocket Pokemon, but I guess not.
Yeah.
No. I guess they want things that comply. So, yes, James assumes then that it's the one they think they kicked out of the way, and when they turn back, they see that Mankey is glowing and getting bigger and evolving,
Yep.
growing bigger and bigger, close above a popping vein on its face with snarls and growls, and Team Rocket starts shrieking that it's evolved.
Dun dun dun.
And we'll follow that back after this commercial break. But we don't have commercials on this podcast, as we all know, but what we do have instead is...
Who's that Pokemon?
Read it.
Fantastic. Never fails. So, when we left this last, guys, I beat my all-time personal record of getting Pokemon really quickly, which means I've charged into a very comfortable lead. So much so that I won't be caught in this episode, but I'm hoping to ruffle some feathers here with this one.
So we may not catch you this time.
Yes.
But you're also drawn. You're up quite a bit. You're quite a few times for the next little bit. So
Yes. So
we stand to catch up to you.
in this kind of session we're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
So you might get there. So again, if you're not familiar with the gimmick, lads, I'm literally going to give out details about a Pokemon, and it's up to my two other colleagues to guess it. And the quicker they get it, the more points they earn.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we always do on this, we're going to start off with the Dex entry. This one is from Gold, and as we all know, always believe in yourself. So, Dex entry is: it usually hides in tall grass. Because it dislikes fighting, it protects itself by kicking up sand.
Okay. Burkbot, it's your guess first.
And you do need the points here, to be fair. Usually hides in tall grass. Because it dislikes fighting, it protects itself by kicking up sand.
The first one that came to mind, it can't be.
Okay.
So,
Why can't it
because I'm fairly sure I was looking at the one I'm thinking of. And it's just recency bias that my brain is fucking me over.
be? Yeah.
Okay.
Hides in tall grass, doesn't like fighting.
Yeah. And protects itself by kicking up sand.
Like a scary shit Pokemon.
Make you think it's not going to be a final form. So it's going to be like the first stage evolution of something. So it could be your Girl Nidoran, your Sandshrew, your Pidgey, your Spearow.
I'm gonna go with Doduo.
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 Okay, interesting. James, have you got a choice yourself?
Sandshrew.
Sandshrew. You were both wrong with that.
Okay.
So, again, so that's the full mark's gone. This is 4 points. I'm going to give you one of its moves.
Okay.
Peck.
Oh, Dick. Okay.
Is it... sake. Trio.
Dodrio, okay.
Spearow.
You were both wrong.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so the next one I'm going to give you an ability of its,
Okay.
which is Keen Eye.
It's one of the Nidorans. Whichever one I haven't said before.
I do believe they're both like.
Both of them are available.
So you're going to have to pick against your pick a gender here. Which one do you prefer,
Boy.
Bird?
The boy one.
Neither and male. Okay.
See, Peck does have me thinking it's a flying type. So,
Have you thoughts, James?
Burkbot, I think you have it there. I think you have it at the male lead round, but I'm going to go with female lead round.
You're both going to go for Nidoran. Interesting.
Yeah.
You're both wrong.
Damn!
So I'm going to give you its height. It is exactly 1 foot.
Like, this has to be a first form thing that knows Peck.
And was it inner focus is its ability?
Keen Eye.
Keen eye.
Spearow?
Already said.
No.
That was one.
Peck? Keen Eye.
Like, since Peck, I would have also thought it might have been Goldeen, but it kicks up dirt, it kicks up sand. That's not Goldeen.
So Barbara, this is your twist again.
Yeah.
I am going to go with
G. James, how about yourself?
I will go with. Since I'm taking a quick look at the list and what we haven't used yet. And what's still available
We're
for
getting
us.
to that stage now of the
Yeah.
of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm right with this, but Fearow.
Firo, you're definitely not right with this, but
Yeah.
Burkbot is. It was Pidgey.
Pidgey!
Yes.
When did it learn Peck? It didn't. That wasn't a Gen 1 move.
It was in yellow, yes. It is a Gen 1 move, Peck.
But it didn't get it in Gen 1.
It got it in yellow.
Gust.
It had Ghost and it has Peck in yellow.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
why I wrote it off as like.
That's the thing, because you know Peck as a move for Sphero
Yeah.
and Nidorans, but
Yeah.
yeah, Pidgey does eventually get Peck in yellow. So it's like one of those ones where they didn't think of it, and then they fix it in yellow. So it does unfortunately count.
Damn.
So hard luck there. But 2 points, Burkbot. So
2 points.
2 points.
Comeback is on.
Yes, it is. Oh boy. Nothing says a fight back then. Getting it right on the 4th go. So, yes, 2 points are yours, and you are currently standing at 24, and you still have 7 to catch James,
Okay,
and another 7 to catch me. So, no, you get there.
I can do it.
You can do it. You can make it there. You know. So, still all to play for in that sense. So when we return back to the show,
Doesn't learn Peck.
does it not?
Nope.
Oh, in Gen 1 or is it
At all.
ever? Okay, right then. So James, you before we move on with the rest of the episode, you have some news from the VAR room here.
You've contacted Professor Oak.
Yes,
Pidgey never learns
never
Peck.
learned Peck. Yes, that's a.
It has big Pecks as an ability.
That is perhaps what has had thrown me off.
Yeah.
But yes, so I gave off the wrong information. So because of that,
Oh, that's so sad. He has an ability to do a big peck, but then can't peck.
yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Aw,
Isn't that
that's
bird?
kind of sad.
It is, yeah. Just shows how shit that bird is. So yeah, so what is our referee decision on that then? So
So we took out Pidgey from contention
Yeah.
when we heard Peck was...
You did.
Well,
Yeah.
I said it out loud though, so that influenced you as well.
Yeah.
So that was what dismissed Pidgey from
Yeah.
that point on. I'd say from that point it would have gone to either of us would have given Pidgey
So-
the next go because we had already said it's early stage.
you had name drop Pidgey as well. So I
Yeah.
think what we'll do is as a fair enough, because again, if you give us the wrong information, then like obviously you're disqualified. So what I'll do is I'll give you both 4 points for it. Because I think the best way of doing it is that like, well, it was my fuck up. So yeah, so like I said, the Pokemon was Pidgey. I gave off the wrong information. So both of you get points.
Default.
2 sweet words in the English language. So, yeah, that means that Burkbot, you're now on 26, James on
Nice.
35.
Nice.
Where you're 3 behind me now.
Same as my age and everything. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
She's been 25 since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, I don't use that excuse. I'm comfortable with the inevitable roll of time. So, when we come back to the show then, eventually after that shambles of Who's That Pokemon, we return to the popping vein as we see more of the evolved Mankey, and as we hear shouts in the background, the Pokedex calls it a Primeape, explaining that if you make contact with it, it will chase you forever. Again, very Tina-like behaviour, to be fair.
Yeah.
So Team Rocket looks at Primeape twitching in front of them, and they fob it off as a furball, and they switch back to capturing Pikachu. And
I mean, don't ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why don't you catch it? You've got whips. Take the thing and use it for yourself. So yeah, Team Rocket bring out both Ekans and Koffing here. Pikachu squares up to fight, but before they do...
He'd be a great one to actually have on their team because they don't have any psychic Pokemon.
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
Or fly... Oh, no, no.
But in fairness,
Pidgeotto doesn't do anything, so even if they did have it, it's not like Pidgeotto would be a threat.
I get the feeling Ash wouldn't realise that like flying is somehow good against fighting.
Yeah.
That just would not register with him at all. So yeah, that's fair. But Primeape hits Jessie from behind before Pikachu's able to fight them, and she's launched like a lawn dart through the entire battlefield and lands headfirst in the rock. So
fantastic.
A lot of concussions in this episode.
Right into a Looney Tunes episode now.
It's great. I love it. All I'm waiting now is for a fucking coyote to flop down on top of everybody.
Some classical music.
Yeah. So Jessie slides down and she stands up, back up, irate that her perfection has been ruined. I think she means her face. I can't tell. Saying that the Primeape is going to pay. Jessie tells the Pokemon to forget about Pikachu and attack the Primeape. Meowth tries to reason that Pikachu is the priority, but James says Team Rocket always puts beauty before duty. That's probably why they always fail. So Ekans and Koffing gets into a scrap with Primeape.
Yep.
Jesse and James and Meowth then jump in as well. So it's a big scramble, big fucking Looney Tunes brawl. And basically they all get involved into it. So Misty says that this is their chance to escape, as Ash is picked up by both of them and they start running away. Ash then notices that his hat is on the ground and shouts out for it. Pikachu notices this and, all credit to him, springs back to retrieve the hat.
Why couldn't he have sent out Pidgeotto? Go get the hat and meet us.
Again, at this point the writers forgot, oh shit, he has a bird.
Yeah.
This could have been a slot. Again, it's always the same thing. It's like a contrivance. Like, okay, you're going up against a fighting Pokemon, don't bring out the thing that it's strong against it, so we can put over the fighting Pokemon. It's one of those stupid things in writing.
Yep.
It's like they're trying to make you forget about it, so that you don't call them out on it 20 years later on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because clearly that's what they were worried about at the time. So Primeape then is standing on top of a pile of Team Rocket, victorious in its battle. The Primeape then jumps right in front of the hat before Pikachu gets to it, and Misty warns Pikachu not to look at it in the eye. So Pikachu starts peeking here at this point, and we always see his Primeape's taint, going back in the conversation we had a few weeks ago about Pokemon genitalia. Pikachu then keeps peeking, looking more upwards as it does. You see its nose, and eventually make eye contact. Just can't help it. So Pikachu then just looks petrified, going like, "Look, I know, I'm sorry, I just had to do it. It's Pokemon training battles. You know how this goes."
And it is now, that is a death sentence.
It is, yeah. That is exactly how it works. Primeape then dons the cap and starts laughing. I think it's brilliant. Ash says that his cap, as Misty quips, it didn't even send a postcard, which is kind of a good line.
That was a good line.
So Ash tells Pikachu to use a move, and the move indeed is Thundershock, which actually does hit Primeape successfully.
What if he had only used that before Primeape evolved?
Well, shockingly, what would have happened, James? He would have caught the Pokemon successfully.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Anyway, Primeape just takes a shot and starts flailing even more. Ash thinking that it's after making it matter, which is true. As he tries to figure out what's doing next, Brock has a theory, which is great. I love it when Brock has a theory because he's often wrong.
Yep.
He's not trying to steal his hat; it's afraid of us, right? So follow us on this journey here of logic. Brock explains that because he tried to catch it and James kicked at it, Primeape stole the hat to get some attention because it's lonely.
No, it spells out because it's
my own
attack.
spell check is going, what? What the fuck? What is that sentence?
No sense.
No. Well, let's see if he's right. Brock approaches the Primeape, and Missy tells Brock obviously to be careful as Primeape continues to flail around. Brock tries to be nice to it, puts its arm around it, says it to start smiling. Primeape then immediately hops on his back and starts hitting his kidneys.
Yep.
I just, I wish I had the strength of a Primeape that when an unwarranted man comes and tells me to smile a bit more,
Yeah.
that I could just trash.
You could though. Like literally just have to have the right kind of training. That's all it is. It's just like knowing like being able to switch your hips and then bam 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 know where to hit him, you know? You hit the man at the weakest point.
Well, I'm going to sign up to the next Primeape training session, I can see.
Yes, yeah. And you can train with all your other pig monkeys.
Yeah.
It's not a personal insult. She said it first, alright? That's how it works. So yeah, Brock then pleads with it to stop, saying that it really hurts. Yeah, that's what you get for being an idiot. Primeape hops off and stares at Brock. Brock then of course meets the stare and he gets uppercutted into the sky. And it's a great visual of like Brock just like sauntering back down to her, spinning. Like you can tell that someone's having fun, just like rotating that animation.
This is someone that has brought their kid into work today and is trying to impress them.
Look at me moving it in a diagonal. Ooh. So as this is happening, Misty's remarking that he needs a better theory, and the Pokedex is explaining that once it uses Trash, its most powerful move, it goes completely out of control, which is true to the game.
I was just thinking, for Primeape's moveset, does it have any better moves than Trash?
Not at the time, because then you would have the likes of Cross Chop.
That comes in a lot later, Yes. But Trash being a normal move, so you would have had low kick and stuff like that.
Karate chop, low kick,
mega kick.
Submission maybe. I will actually consult the Pokedex at the end, so I can tell you then exactly what his moveset would be. But yeah, like if anything, he's probably a purer fighting type than the matchup line would be.
Yeah.
Because with matchup, you could have like jazzed it up with like an earthquake or a rock slide or shit like that. So it depends. So yes, as basically this is happening. Misty thinks that they're in trouble as Primeape rushes after them. They run over the pile of Team Rocket as the chase is on, and Rocket wake up to say that they are blasting off again with real kind of Looney Tunes off pop type pose. So they start running into rockier terrain. Ash suggests that they split up so they can lose the Primeape potentially. Misty agrees and they split up at a fork in the road. Ash keeps going straight and the Primeape follows him. Misty's concerned, saying that Primeape isn't easy to lose, but Brock has caught up to Misty and is completely out of breath. As you would be, I suppose, after being uppercutted into the fucking sky. Yeah. Brock hopes Ash doesn't look him in the eye as Brock runs off. Misty reluctantly follows him because going like, oh shit, I guess there's going to be two people getting the shit kicked out of them here. So Ash is just about keeping ahead of Primeape as he dodges rocks that Primeape easily smashes through. So even at this time, Primeape knew what Rock Smash was.
In fairness, that was fun to watch. That's good, good animation. Just fun to watch that.
Yeah, it's your kind of stereotypical like angry beast smashes through the things you're dodging type deal. So we cut the Team Rocket then digging a hole in the path ahead again. We're really wearing our Looney Tunes fucking references on our sleeve here. James saying that they want to play dirty. They peep out of the hole to see a dust cloud in the background. And Jesse says the moment the truth has arrived, but then sees Ash and Pikachu with Primeape close behind. Ash dives into the hole and lands on Team Rocket, which is good that they were there, in fairness. You know, like as a wrestling fan, it's very important that someone catches your dives, and it goes really badly if it doesn't. So looking at you, Katie. Yeah, exactly. So they dive into the hole and everyone's lands safe. Everything is fine. So when they do, basically Primeape stops himself in time to like not fall in the hole as well, and coughing as a defense mechanism spouts out some gas as Primeape looks on. Ash asks, why there's a hole in the road? You know, who do that? Like
clearly
the council have just fucking really ruined things. Yeah, honestly, like it's terrible. Jesse then chastises coughing for farting essentially in a tight and close space. Which is fair enough. Ash realizes then who caused the disruption, and James calls for Pikachu, and Jesse asks if Pikachu wants to have a ride on her head. That line doesn't make sense until you turn around to see that Ash is
actually has Pikachu as on his head.
Yes.
He has
out
no
of
hat.
context.
Yeah.
He's using no hat, Pikachu as a hat. Pikachu has to be his hat because his head is cold.
I like to think that Pikachu's just sitting there because it's a bump. I just like the idea of having a bit of a seat.
I do think Pikachu is starting to be jealous of how much Ash loved the hat and has decided, I'll be your hat.
I will be your hat now. That makes complete sense though. It's like, well, hang on. I'm sorry. I didn't realise you and a hat were best friends now. Is it? How long has this been going on, Ash? Oh, you knew him before me. Oh, I see how it goes. All right, no, I'll just fuck off then.
I thought I was your first friend.
That's all right. I'll just go and meet up with Gary then, will I? Oh, that wouldn't go well, would it? Real gossipy, our Pikachu.
Well, if Gary had him, would he be a Raichu?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck me, like literally, like Gary would evolve him into Raichu before he could even learn a move, and everything was like TMs from that point on. I will teach you everything you need to know.
Yeah, fair enough.
See, Gary actually teaches his Pokemon and trains them.
Yeah.
because he's a Pokemon trainer, you see.
Like
Ash,
Gary's the real hero here.
yeah. Ash and the other 2 kids who actually know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And all their Pokemon are going like, yes, no, we're fantastic elites, we're buff, and what do you mean we don't have heart? What the fuck does that even mean? We're here to win. Come on, people. In a football comparison, right, the 3 of them are like Man United, Man City, and Chelsea, and like Ash is Burnley. Like they're trying their best, but they really don't have the tools to prepare for it. And every now and then they might spend money and go, holy shit, Burnley did the thing. And then they just go back to being plain old fucking Burnley.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's a great analogy. Thank you for that.
I thought I'd help you out there, you know, because I think that helps. So, as I said, Ash tells Pikachu to use Thunder Shock, which zaps everyone stuck in the hole. Yep. And Primeape looks on and goes, "Oh, this looks like fun," and just hops in. Ash tries to scramble back out of the hole, and Primeape then cuts him off at the pass. The 2 lock eyes as Oak's words of motivation starts ringing in Ash's ears.
My Gary has 30 Pokemon.
My Gary is brilliant. You should be more like Gary.
has 5 badges. You only have 4.
Oh look, you only have a Krabby. Wow, you're shit at this. I need more people. I need more
Give me
Pokemon
back that
to drink tea
Pikachu.
with. I'm your real dad. Wait, what? Whoa, there. So again, we see a pose of the Primeape here as well. So Misty and Brock then have caught up to see Ash saying that Oak was right. No more games, and tells Primeape he's going to capture him.
So this is when Ash has his realization that I can't be shit anymore, and he actually puts his head down and he gets better at everything he does.
So Mystic then can't figure out why Ash has to be so stubborn, that Primeape is too dangerous, with Brock shouting at him to forget about the hat. It's like, does anyone not care about the hat? Clearly not. They just don't have their priorities right, lads, honestly. Ash says it's not about that, it's about being a true Pokemon master. I'm not letting any other Pokemon away with this, basically. So I was like, okay, you're actually trying to, like, you know, control Pokemon. That's cute. I'd love to see that. Misty remarks that he's trying to look tough as Ash brings out Squirtle and tells it to use a water attack. Squirtle soaks Primeape, but he gets hot and blows it off his steam, which I think is a good defense mechanism, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then also makes you wonder, oh, hang on, can Primeape be the next firefighting type in Pokemon? Let's not go there.
Firefighting, I don't think we've had that yet.
We never had that before, no. Never. Not until the last 5 times it's happened. Obviously Misty jumps behind Brock with that, because he goes like, oh wow, water didn't work, that's the only thing I'm good at, I'll hide. And then Ash then switches out Squirtle for Bulbasaur, tries to use Razor Leaf, and Primeape starts chopping the leaves going towards him as well. And then Brock starts getting worried, because he really likes leaves, I think.
It's a secret ingredient for the rice balls.
What?
The jelly-filled donuts.
Thank you, Jesus, don't fucking, come on man, there's people listening.
You'll
to this
fix
show.
it in post.
I will not fix it, but I'm letting that in, I'm keeping that in. Holy shit. So, yes, Primeape starts chopping the leaves. They get another quick switch as Charmander comes out and starts shooting fire at the Primeape, which it dodges and starts hitting Charmander. Charmander starts taking some really fucking big blows here, and Ash starts getting worried. But then we see a tail of its, like a shot of his tail, like kind of flickering, kind of like, oh look, it's kind of like he's dying, and then suddenly starts getting bigger. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? So Ash consults that the Pokemon knows what's going on and explains that Charmander's special attack is Rage. It gains more power the more it's attacked, and will keep going until it falls.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit.
If anything, the life lessons from this episode is like, if someone's pissed off at you, get more pissed off.
Yeah.
And literally, don't be emotionally mature, get angrier. Get mad. Ash is obviously ecstatic, not realising that it has this power and urges it on. Charmander starts fighting back at Primeape, biting down on his fists, getting swatted away, starts shooting more forward. Nice little action sequence here, to be fair. And they separate, and Charmander seems to be kind of building up something. You can see something like surging in its mouth. And Pikachu springs away. Ash tells it to attack. With literal fire in its eyes, Charmander lets loose, and Pikachu leaps just in time to snatch the hat off Primeape. So it's a real kind of like last second rescue here from Pikachu. Because again, after all, we have the same
rivalry between Pikachu and the hat.
Oh yeah,
it's like now the hat owes someone.
I'm not gonna lie, lads. I'm gonna put my money on the hat. I think like there's some secret techniques there that no one noticed yet. You know, we don't even know what type it is. You know, like if you don't know your enemy, just saying.
That could actually be something that they would do now, like in terms of they'll have a hat Pokemon.
I mean, we're not too far away from it. I mean, like fairies are pretty much just things that just invade normal generic things, and ghosts as well. Yeah. So you could just have a ghost hat.
We've had keychains, we've had things like that.
Yeah.
So
like you have either a ghost or a fairy that is happily just hides in a hat.
Yeah.
You know. So
and
that
hat is controlling Ash this whole time. Ash isn't actually a Pokemon trainer. He's just being controlled by the fairy hat.
I like that. To be fair, that makes so much more sense. Yeah.
Like, he doesn't understand social cues and things like that. It's because it's a Pokemon. It's a hat.
I do like the idea now. We've just essentially written in a body snatcher Pokemon that looks like a hat in all of this, and I think that works. To be fair, I mean,
Invasion of the Dittos.
yeah, exactly. That's how you know from the very blank face. Just very happy face. So as this happens, then basically Ash realizes what's going on. And then Primeape is hit by a wall of fire, and fair to say Primeape looks very well done at this point, flops over as he tries to stand the fight. Charmander stands proud as Ash says he's going to take over now, throws a Pokeball and catches Primeape successfully. No, now he's caught it. There's like one little shake to still kind of carry the point, but Primeape is officially caught. Ash celebrates as he's congratulated by Misty and Brock, who I think genuinely are surprised he caught a Primeape. And Ash thanks Pikachu and Charmander for their assistance. Team Rocket then ask about themselves. It's like, what about us? We helped. No, you didn't. If anything, you just like generated the situation. So Jesse says it's his fault that they ended up there and asks where's Primeape. And Ash goes, well, see for yourself. So he throws the ball back into the hole and Primeape appears behind him.
I think he'd never able to catch him again.
Yeah. He just scarpers off with the ball.
Eats it like a jelly-filled donut.
That's it, yeah. That would have been actually a great end to the show, the episode. It's probably eating the Pokeball.
Yeah.
That would have been good. So Primeape then appears behind them, starts scrapping them all until they're all uppercutted out of the hole and they officially go blasting off again. But again, as we always do in this episode, when Team Rocket do fail in their plans, it's up to us to give them better ideas. On the segment we're calling What Should Rocket Do?
Capture Ash's hat. And trade it for Pikachu.
I mean you're not wrong, in fairness. Like we have established the hat is his best friend.
Yeah.
It's a one-of-a-kind hat.
Yeah. Apparently,
apart from all the other people that would have won it over the years.
So there we go. That would be what I put forward. Find a way to get the hat. Either get it off the ground as Mankey is beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Or capture the Mankey for their own nefarious deeds, and then they get a free hat as part of that as well.
Yeah. As an event that has the bonus.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that.
And negotiate. You get the hat back if you give us the Pikachu.
I'm actually happy with that plan, to be honest. I can't think of anything better than that.
No, I think you win.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that plan. Because again, it works on the same base level of intelligence as Ash Ketchum, and I think that's what really that's the real message here. So again, Primeape flails around as Misty says he's certainly thrashed him, but on Tish. Ash says that now on our side is he welcomed to the team, and Ash gets clocked in the face for his trouble. Quipping that says he has to learn a bit about team spirit. I think Ash, you could learn a bit about that as well, to be fair. Primeape is standing on top of Ash as Brock quips that he might want a hat. Misty suggests sending him postcards. So again, yeah, I love.
She's just.
She got that one good chuckle and she's like milking that.
It's like postcards, am I right, guys? I'm definitely not bitter that I didn't win a hat. Definitely not.
There you go. Misty needs to steal Ash's hat.
That's the next episode. Yeah.
Give you it for the Squirtle.
In fairness, yeah. It's like, hang on, you have a Krabby. You're doing fuck all with it. Give me the Krabby for the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. I need something physical on my team. Something that's going to bonk things to death. So obviously, Ash makes both return. That being Primeape and Charmander, who obviously Charmander man of the match of this episode. In fairness, Pikachu shouts at something in the distance, and everyone notices that Celadon City is right over there. Misty noticing that thanks to Primeape, they got there quicker, literally because they were chased there by a rabid animal. Who knew? You get your destination. I might remember that next time I have to travel down to you guys. I'll just get chased by a bear, and I won't even need to take the bus. It just works as quick as that.
Absolutely.
And I'll lose 2 stone doing this. It'd be great.
Yeah, and maybe a hat.
And maybe a hat. Well, in fairness, I mean, I do need hats, in fairness. So Missy notices that thanks to Primeape, obviously they've got there. It's now time to get another badge. The narrator wraps up as everyone happily runs through the canyon towards Celadon. But where I ask you, the Team Rocket land? Well, they landed unfortunately in a nest of Primeapes. And they really did wish that he brought some donuts. Because you have to bring it back to the donut.
Yeah.
So there is one thing actually. Does Team Rocket carry like Pokeballs with them, fresh Pokeballs to try to catch it.
Eventually, yes, because I know that James does capture a victory bell.
And Jesse, out of frustration, catches a Lickitung.
That's right, yeah.
So they're surrounded with something that they could catch if they're not shitty.
Pretty
But
much.
they're
Like,
saving them all for Pikachu.
yeah.
It's like when you know you're going to go into like capture your legendary, you need to,
You
go
just stock up on 500 Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if Team Rocket...
One of these has to work.
Like, if Team Rocket presumably had prior knowledge of this area, they could have walked into that nest with actual fucking nets and caught the Primeapes themselves, and then suddenly they can attack, they can ambush, they can do like a highwayman ambush of the team and capture the Pikachu that way.
There's my want to change my answer for what should Rocket do.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Just come back in 20 minutes.
With 17 Primeapes. Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, that works. But that is the end of the episode on that one. So again, to sign off this episode, let's jump into our Pokedex to see what's been updated. And it's not going to come as much of a shock to you lads. The two Pokemon of this episode were Mankey and Primeape, so they're the two new entries. So Mankey, obviously a bit of a misnomer of a monkey. You'd be shocked to hear. So the reason it's called a pig monkey is that it's meant to be a baboon.
Right, okay.
Essentially.
Right, okay.
So like mannerisms wise and behaviour wise, it's kind of like closer to baboon than actual like combined pig monkey. I don't know why they didn't call it just a baboon, but I guess it's just maybe it's from design wise it looks better. I guess.
Okay.
More like because again it's more like Mankey was kind of one of the carryovers from actual Pocket Monsters, which is why it kind of has the more simplistic design, if you know what I mean. So I think that's what they're kind of going for.
I'm trying to think, did they give us any other baboons?
They never, well, not baboons in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
But I think more so from like they've given us different
Different
monkeys and stuff like that. Yeah.
The fire, water, and grass monkeys in Gen 5, the psychic monkeys in Alola.
Alola, yeah, or that was an orangutan. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have done different types of monkey, but I suppose this is the first one. And like I said, they I suppose they found it more amusing that it was a pig monkey as opposed to a baboon.
Yeah.
So which is fair enough.
Fair enough. Also, it has a big nose. Has a snout.
Yeah, pretty much. Although fun fact actually, Mankey's an exception to you have played Let's Go Picture and Eevee. Mankey is one of the few Pokemon that runs in front of the trainer instead of behind.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
You try. I can see now going. Oh, I want to try that now.
That is one thing that I loved with Let's Go games, is everything had its own sprite to follow you or things like that. Although it would have been fun if they just had Primeape chase you.
That would have been if anything, there's a unique animation for like the trainer going shit.
Sorry, you can't stop now.
No, we can't. You literally have no escape. So yeah, with that then obviously the evolved form was a Primeape. So if you want to have a general idea of what level the Primeape was, obviously it evolved at level 28.
Yep.
So it's actually quite a good haul for Ash here. Yeah.
Definitely. Does he have enough badges to mind him?
We'll see. We'll find out next time. No, he doesn't. He doesn't trust the Primeape. So yeah, he can't tame it. And that
because he can't train things.
Yes, exactly. He has no chance. He's terrible. So yeah, obviously Primeape is one of the more. I suppose it's the quintessential generic fighting type in a sense. It's one of those like every type does have a generic type.
Early game fight.
Early game one, yeah, exactly. And in fairness, it's very good as your baby's first fighting type, and then you find something that actually can last a distance.
Useful in yellow against Brock.
Yes, very much so.
That is what I would remember using it for.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, same again. Like Primeape, obviously, it's a bit of a pun on the primate name. So, although fun fact, in Chinese, the actual literal translation of Primeape is fire bursting monkey. So in China, it is actually a firefighting type.
So they were like predicting Chimchar.
Yes, exactly. The Chinese have been lobbying for Chimchar for quite some time.
Gen 1 reference there. Be proud of me.
Well done.
Happy, yeah. See, you know your monkey brethren. So well done. And yes, and literally the actual Japanese translation is literally angry monkey.
Okay.
So it's that's the way it's gone. So very simplistic in that regard. Like obviously, again, this is one of those ones where they were like an original like pocket monster. So that's why the design is quite simplistic. So in fairness, I do like Primeape as a Pokemon. But it is definitely one of those ones where like
I don't think I've ever used it seriously in a team though.
I don't think so either. Like it does have a lot of like attack and a lot of like speed, but then so does everything else in that kind of bracket. So yeah, it's one of those ones that gets easily forgotten about. But there you go. So our current score on the Pokedex then after that then is Ash has hit the big 5-0 when it comes to seeing Pokemon.
Hey, at last.
But again, he's only caught 12, so he's still.
Look, he's still climbing up there.
He's getting there. He's just another 18 to go to catch Gary. So yeah, good for him.
This is also something that doesn't get sent to Professor Oak.
No, definitely not. Jesus Christ, no. That tea time will get very fucking interesting then with a Primeape flag.
It's lucky that he hasn't caught anything since he released Butterfree.
Yes.
Or per Professor Oak's tea time would be
it'd be ruined.
Yeah.
It'd be ruined. As we find out.
Or maybe that would calm down.
Well, tea.
A nice calming cup of tea to calm down the Primeape.
Well, speaking as a fellow pig monkey, obviously tea does calm you down. I have seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying, I don't want to make generalisations here on your species, but does that work on all pig monkeys?
It could be just to me, to be fair.
Yeah,
I understand, but no.
She's been domesticated.
Yeah, she has. She has been handled. She has been. She's been trained, if you will. James has loads of badges, you see. So he's. Yeah. So either way, lads, that is the end of our episode. And on the next jelly-filled donut, we have a spicy one because it's time for the Celadon City battle.
Fantastic.
Woo!
No more filler.
Yes, no more filler, and
That was a decent filler, though.
yeah, I like that one.
It's one that you remember happily, like. You
Oh
remember
yeah, the Primeape with the hat, like absolutely, yeah.
The jelly-filled donuts.
Of course,
That
yeah.
I really wanted to eat. Still do, to be fair. Like, if someone was to offer me some jelly-filled donuts right now, I'd be like, yes.
There's a little just down the road. You can go on and have yourself.
Don't do the ones like that.
Wouldn't it be funny if someone else was on the joke and you could have ordered jelly-filled donuts and what you get instead is rice balls? That's what you really want, isn't it? You can imagine there's some prick that keeps doing that and just like literally gets sacked from every fucking donut shop because he does. If you're out there, give us a shout and we'll get you on the show. But either way, lads, again, thank you very much for watching the show, and again, we will be fighting Erica next time we join you on this podcast. But for now, by all means, give us a listen on all of our other previous episodes, our other fantastic 25 episodes we've done here. All fun, no filler, obviously. You can subscribe to us, subscribe to Low Blows to listen to all their other stuff as well. Their weekly wrestling recap if you want, or their Ask Low Blows, where again they will answer any of the questions that you give them, and hopefully you learn something from that show. I know I have. I can't remember what it was, but I've learned something from it. But either way, we'll see you next time. If you're watching the video version of this on Nerds of Us, by all means support that channel as well. Or maybe you're just listening to us on our own Spotify feed at Monday Madness LP. So give us a follow there and subscribe to us on YouTube, where we're nearly at 1,000 lads.
Yay!
And only 70 of them are not sex pests, which is great. It's fantastic. So yeah, guys, we'll see you next time on the Jelly Filled Donut podcast.
Bye!
Bye!